So about blockchain technology, I read this Gartner report which said only 1% of the CIOs have implemented this blockchain technology. Obviously, it's still an immature project, I would say. What do you think could be the drawback of this system that could resist it from reaching a lot of people?
Okay. So firstly, I think the awareness or lack of understanding.
Okay.
From my experience, that's my opinion. If you talk to anyone who says they know about Bitcoin or they know about blockchain technology, 99% of them would have an understanding of something which is partially correct. And when you have a partially correct understanding, it is as good as false understanding. So the awareness is the biggest challenge. Secondly, people still want to trust the government more than themselves. So that is what I have felt also working for Government of India. So when we say we trust banks to take care of the security of our money, people are not willing to do that. That's why they think banks are safe and all. So people themselves are giving their powers to central authority. When we talk about blockchain, they will have to have that kind of basic understanding where they could keep their identities or their money secure by themselves and not by any bank or any other central authority. So that is the problem. The biggest challenge is awareness about blockchain technology. This one is the awareness and I'll say control part. Second is the technological requirements. Okay. So if we talk about blockchain, right now it is having inherent scalability issues, right? And the transaction costs are high. So when we talk about mass adoption, it has to at least achieve the level of Visa or a MasterCard, right? But right now, a lot of solutions are working on that, but we have not been able to achieve that kind of a system without compromising on privacy or decentralization, right? Okay. So that is one technological aspect to it. The second one is, when we talk about these people, those who are exploring blockchain technology, right? They are having a fear that, they are going to lose control, right? And secondly, the thing is, it can be implemented best when it comes from top down, which means when governments start implementing it or promoting it, then eventually it is going to be implemented by the others. Because when I am, I am having my own fortress, I would not want anybody else to unnecessarily, interfere in that. Right. And that is why I don't have any direct benefit. I have the customers, I have everything, they trust me, right? So I don't care. One point is this. But when we talk about governments, when governments start implementing it, then automatically these institutes, these central intermediaries will have to be connected to that system and they will have to use it. So that's where the adoption has to come from the government. Yes. And although, we are going in that direction, there have been a lot of, progress in last 4 or 5 years, right? And I think in next another 4 or 5 years, you will see a lot of, government services happening on the blockchain itself. And that is a lot of countries like France and many other countries have, made it mandatory in schools to be, I mean, the blockchain as a part of the course. Oh. So, that's happening in a lot of countries mandatorily. Okay. And not just blockchain, cryptocurrency and these kind of things also, because that is the future.
So it's basically lack of awareness and maybe resistance to change that people are not opting in. Right. Talking about the legal aspect of the blockchain industry flourishes or the technology flourishes, how do you think it will affect the legal industry?
Okay. As a legal student, I first of all, one mandatory thing that is required is to have a knowledge of blockchain, right? And then use the skills, right, in creating smart contracts or in designing a contract where, there won't be any litigations. And you can charge them for the use of that particular smart contract. So, if you are able to understand, abhi kya hota hai, a lawyer comes into a picture when something goes wrong. Right? In a layman term. Here, a lawyer would come in the picture to make sure that nothing goes wrong and make money out of it. For it could be every transaction. So it's like, I've created this smart contract which is as per the law and you can use it. Just two people putting the money and you can transact. in a way that nobody can cheat the other
So
party.
the person necessarily not be a lawyer. Anybody who has
Anybody,
a
exactly.
could be.
But
Yeah.
when I say that, the legal part will be, you know, you have to understand the legalities. Right? Because you just by putting something on the code does not mean there are other, because there are a lot of aspects, you know, when we talk about a legal thing, right, which a coder might not understand. And that is where, you know, the expertise of a legal, you know, person or legal expert will be great. And then it will make more sense for, you know, blockchain technology to be implemented in these kind of day-to-day life, you know, like contracts and all those things.